Okay, so today's question is, what are helicopters? What do they do, and how do they do it? So helicopters, otherwise known as whirlybirds, choppers, or helos, are just flying objects. They're like airplanes, except they're a little different. They could fly straight up and down. They could fly left to right, or they could just sit there and hover over the ground. Unlike airplanes, who have to go straight all the time. So for to understand what a helicopter can do, we kind of have to go over a little bit on how airplanes fly a little. So when you take the wing of an airplane and divide it up, it's also known as an airfoil. But to simplify this lecture, we're going to go ahead and just refer to them as wings. So how airplanes fly is you get the plane to move really quickly, fly really quickly into the wind, and you have the air flowing over the top and the bottom surfaces of the wing. So the wing is curved to allow the air to flow easily over the top and bottom surfaces. So you have the air moving very quickly over the top of the wing, but slowly under the bottom. So what ends up happening is the air on the top wants to move to the bottom of the wing because it's something called has very low pressure on top. So this quick moving air wants to move to the bottom side of the wing. And when it moves to the bottom side of the wing, it almost works like pushing up on something. So the air is pushing up on the wings of the airplane and making it fly. This is a very simplified version of how a plane flies, and this can be applied to helicopters. So when you've seen a helicopter, helicopters have one engine with up to 3 or 4 blades on it. These blades are actually very small airplane wings. So in order to get a helicopter to fly straight up and down or to hover, we spin those mini wings very quickly. And what happens is that same idea of having the fast moving air move to the bottom side of the wing to push up on it is applied in just a small area. So what happens is then the helicopter can move up and down. It's free to do this just by controlling how fast you spin all those little wings. So it's very efficient at doing this, and otherwise it's just a set of spinning wings. This allows helicopters to be more maneuverable, can move around a lot easier. It can land in spots that planes wouldn't otherwise be able to land, because airplanes need to land or take off from a runway. A helicopter could take off from a spot just a little bit bigger than itself. So when you go to the city or you see a hospital, helicopters are able to land in very small spots. They're used a lot in the military. That way they could drop off people in very secluded areas very quickly and very easily. They're also used in rescue efforts. So you can hear sometimes about someone falling off a boat in the ocean, and the helicopter can actually get close enough to the water and hover there and stay there and allow for someone to get out and save the person in the water. Also, helicopters are very strong, and they can be used to carry big boxes and equipment and move them from one place to another very efficiently. So helicopters are great devices to help move people from one place to another very quickly. The only downside is the fact that it can't be as large as an airplane. So the disadvantage is the size. But it can move very quickly, it can land in places very quickly, and it can land in places that airplanes can't land. So that's how helicopters work. It's just moving wings in a circular motion very quickly, and allows it to take off straight up and down, and they can be used for all sorts of things. So thank you.